Welcome to the 2025 Volcano course preview here in Fort Wayne. This is hole number 1, straightforward hole, about 20 feet with the hole being on a small plateau. It's a pretty straightforward putt. Starting off of T.3 is where I go from, and aiming just outside the left lip of the cup. There's a small ridge down the middle of the hole, which causes a slight right to the left to right break, and that is what I hope to do every time. The cement is settled with the pillars to the side, which is what caused the ridge to appear. Alright, this is hole 2. We got 3 humps with the hole residing on the back side of the third hump, and there is a small hill against the back rail to throw it back to the cup. You can play either side rail or straight in. This year I believe I'm going to go for the straight in putt, as the rails have been inconsistent the last couple of years. There is a small danger to the straight in putt, which is that you get a little cute with the speed, you don't get over the last crest, and you leave yourself in a bad spot. The line, however, is pretty easy to hit, at least at this point in time. So things may change as we go through the year, but right now, with the start of the season next week, that is the shot I'm planning on going with. The shot I used last year was the left rail shot, which you would hit the left rail between the second and third hump, just like that. Let it swing over off the back rail and into the cup that way. There is a small ridge under the carpet at the base of that third bump, which can cause it to go offline, which is why I'm switching to the straight putt. Alright, moving on to hole number 3. There's a hump there in the middle that throws it to either side, so you cannot play it straight. Others play the right rail. I am opting for the left rail. This is new carpet also, so it is a bit of a slower putt. On the extreme right of the tee mat, a little bit over the hump to get a little extra angle into the rail to get it to kick over. It is not the easiest line to get, no matter which side you play on the cup. For me, just my sight line and the way I like to play, that's the way I come up with my best results on the hole. Which, on putt-putt holes, you're always looking for a shot that you're comfortable with. Alright, hole 4, the longest hole here in Fort Wayne. Total length is approximately 35 feet. There is the middle plateau where the hole's at, and a back plateau if you get a little aggressive. Neither rail works particularly well. There are some that have played a right rail front door shot in the past, but it is very inconsistent. Not that straight putt is much better, it's just a little bit more comfortable for me. In general, there is a right to left break as you're coming down the fairway. And I pulled that one a little bit. And there is a ridge that'll throw it back left to right just at the base of the first hill. If you happen to catch it, you've got a little room for error. And that was close, just off the edge. This hole requires the most practice for me before tournaments, because I literally have a shot off of every tee dot on this hole. This is a matter of what the hole is liking for that evening for me. Sometimes it's on the left side of the tee mat, aiming inside right lip. Other times it's right side of the tee mat, aiming a couple balls outside right lip. And sometimes it's just dead straight. It all depends on how wet the carpet is. We have had rain the previous couple of days to this, so it's a little slower, and there it broke off a little bit more, so I'm going to adjust T-dot and aiming a little farther right. And like I said, this is the one I will do the most reps on before playing a tournament, just to try to get locked in on what the hole really wants. And that's why I'm showing you all my misses, just to show you how inconsistent the hole can be, and also just the amount of work that I put in trying to lock in on these shots. This is why we practice as much as we do. We love the game, and finding the key to make a hole work is pretty rewarding. Oh, that was a nice pull. Again, slightly newer carpet came in last year, so it's a little slower than it has been in the past. And just a little too much break. Alright, adjusting about a half dot on the tee again. And that one might have it. There we go. It's always good to be at least 2 under after the first 4 holes in this course. This is definitely the hardest course here in Fort Wayne. And a good start is very helpful. Alright, here to hole 5. This hole was modified last year. That triangle added on the left side makes this hole a lot more consistent than it used to be. The hole has a pretty good right to left break. So it used to be a right rail, back rail putt, trying to get it the proper speed and swing it in. Now we just aim at the left rail, keeping the speed up a little bit to keep it on line to catch the triangle. And so that one slid just behind the hole. So I'll make a little adjustment, hit the rail just slightly earlier so it gets a little farther out on the triangle, closer to the point. And there we go. That's the shot you're looking for. It's a hole you feel like you should get at least 2 out of 3 times, if not all 3, on a tournament night. Alright, hole number 6, the saddle hole. Go up the hole in a valley between 2 decent sized hills. There is a small bowl effect inside between the hills to get a little rocking going. What I try to do on this hole, I aim just a little bit right of the cup. It's got a nice right to left break. I want it to miss the cup on the first pass to the left and get into the back corner of that bowl effect and let it swing back to the hole. Just a bit of a lip, but that is, in general, is what I'm looking for. So this time I think I'm going to make a small adjustment, maybe slow it down just a hair so it has a little bit more time to break and catch the swing. Oh, that one got a little too far left, so the bowl effect actually straightened the ball up instead of making it swing over. Ideally, you want it to go 3/4 the way up the back hill to give it enough time to catch the bowl effect and swing it back to the cup. There, it got the sideward motion, and it's going to go in. If you're too tight to the cup going by in the first pass, it's like a dead zone that stays straight and it never rocks back to the cup. So a hole you feel like you can get, but it's by no means automatic. All right, hole 7, plateau between 2 pipes. Again, new carpet from last year. Looking to go left rail early and just let the slight left to right break just get it to the cup. previous years when it had the older carpet, it was very fast. It was very difficult to keep it on the plateau anywhere by the hole. So with the new carpet, it is definitely an easier shot than it used to be, because you have a lot more margin for error as far as your speed is concerned with the slower carpet. There we go, off the rail. That was a little quick, but on line, so it's all you're looking for in that hole. Definitely makes this hole easier than it used to be. Alright, hole 8, straightforward, up the hill to the cup. It's got a right to left break for the hole. There used to be a couple of bricks that were angled about halfway down. That's why that green area to the camera left there is there. It used to be in play, but now it is not. So all this is push the ball outside of the hole by a decent amount, and then it's all about your speed matching the line, and you just catch enough break. So a little slow for that line, it broke too much. This is very much a feel hole. On nights where you just have the correct feel for this, you're going to make it every time. But on nights where your feel is not so locked in, you're not going to make it. Lip. Oh! It likes to line up on that lip quite a bit. And another thing, you can push it out a little bit more, a little firmer, and play it off the back rail. That used to be the shot. It stopped swinging in like it used to off the back rail, so we went to the front door. But with how this is breaking here in early season practice, perhaps the back door may be the shot later this year. More work to come. That's got a chance. There we go. Ideally, front 9, you're looking to shoot 3 or 4 under on this course. All right, hole 9. Straight down the fairway. Hole is on an angled hill. The issues on this hole come from the fact that the hole, the angle of the hill goes left to right, and it also breaks that way. So the line that you need to hold to get it to the cup is pretty tight, because you've got the hill and the break work together to throw it underneath the cup. As you can see, the break there just underneath. It's quite... this is one of my favorite holes on this course. It's a hole I feel like you should get more than you actually do, just because it is fighting the break somewhat. You have to get through the break to keep a straight line enough to get it up the hill so it gets into the cup. There we go. And the right rail, unfortunately, is not in play. It slides quite a bit, so it rarely catches the line you need off the rail. All right, hole 10, the cave hole. When it was first made, it was awesome. Just hit it straight down the middle at the cup. But now, after a few years, the cement has settled both ways because of the weight of the cave. So you're running across a ridge all the way down. So basically now, I am left side of the tee mat, push it out to the right. It's got a right to left break as it comes down the fairway, but then it goes left to right as it goes down the hill. So ideally, you want to catch the angled rail just above where the hole is and let it kick in. This is a very difficult hole to get. If you get this once out of 3 on a tournament night, you're very happy with how the night's going. The new carpet has smoothed out the area down by the hole, so it's no longer a threat for a bogey. Even when you get over into the corner, just off camera to the side, it's all about just correct speed to get the break you need coming down the hill to line it up. this hole, it feels good when you do get the ace on it. It feels like an accomplishment. That's got a chance. There we go. Again, no danger on this hole, but hard to get. All right, hole 11, the Y hole. New carpet for this year's season. Since the ring is no longer here, you hit left rail, which then kicks it over to the back rail, and that kicks it into the cup. Again, with the older, faster carpet, you'd go back to the back corner and it had a break on it, so there was definitely potential for bogey. With this new carpet, the ball is going to sit pretty close to the cup and a lot less break. So, again, this is another hole that will, even if you miss it, without the bogey chance, it's going to make the course easier. So I think, in years previous with some of the holes on the older carpet, like 7 and this hole, there's the ace. Hole 7, hole 11 with the new carpet, it's going to take a stroke around, I think, for the total course average off. All right, hole 12. Just a straightforward hole. You've got angle boards on the back rail to kick it in. The hole has been raised up off the cement onto the boards because there was a water problem in this area on the course, so they just raised it up on the boards so to protect the carpet, which I greatly appreciate the effort to keep the course in good shape. Yeah, grab the tee mat there because they're actually the day I made this, they were actually out replacing the older tee mats, so new tee mats on several holes. All right, with this basic idea, you want to catch the left rail late and let it kick over. Oh, just too much behind. It is. All right, now I'm just going to try to go straight in the angle board just to see what that line looks like. Yep, don't like the looks of that. So, again, hitting the left rail late, trap it out of the corner of the angle board, and that kicks it into the cup. You have to keep your speed up to get it to even have a chance of holding the correct line. There we go. Again, no real danger on this. It's just a matter of can you get the ace. Very easy to get into a deuce string on this course. You can shoot 12 on the back, you can shoot 18 on the back. All right, hole 13. Again, slight uphill early on the hole, then downhill behind the cup if you miss with those pipes. So if you happen to catch a lip, you can get in trouble really fast on this hole. But with the new carpet that was put in 2 years ago, it is now a slight right to left break. So I'm just on the left side of the tee mat, aiming a little bit outside the right lip. Pulled it and charged it. Ideally, you don't want to have enough speed to go down. There's like 6 inches past the cup, so good speed will stay up by the cup. And if you have firmer speed, yeah, it'll hold line, but then you can lip yourself into trouble as well. So it's pick your poison on your potential mistake on this hole. Firm for better line, but lips equal more problems, or take a few less aces and slow it down. As long as you stay between the pipes down, it's a pretty simple deuce. If you're off to the side near the pipes, it can get ugly. All right, hole 14, one of the better aces on the course. It's got a right to left break. So if you play it straight, you aim, you can see the dark carpet line just shy of the hole. That's what you're aiming at, so it's not much of a break. And then you just skim it by the triangle and go straight in. Also, another option is play right side of the tee mat, catch the right rail there late before it before it widens out, and then it goes off the face of the triangle and goes in. But why bank when you can play straight? And that's the problem with the straight putt. You pull it a little bit, then the break of the hole takes it away from the rail. A little bit early and off the point. The bank shot brings its own problems in. But it is an option if you struggle with the straight putt there. Alright, hole 15. This hole has a left to right break, so that triangle pretty much denies the possibility of playing straight. You can go right rail front door, you can go right rail back rail, or you can also go left rail right rail back rail, or left rail right rail front door. I prefer going left rail first. And again, this is a hole that requires a little bit of practice to see what it wants. All right, that one I was a little late. There is a dent in the left rail that if you hit the front of it, it carries it down range so you don't get the angle you need. You have to hit just before that dent. That one might have gone front door. Again, that's what practice is for, is getting a feel for what the hole likes for that evening. That's just the in-betweener. If that would have missed the cup, it would have kicked straight back in off the back rail, or had it got just a slightly larger kick, it just would have gone front door. So again, that's what practice is for, making your adjustments, seeing what's working, what isn't each evening. Alright, left rail. It's got a chance. Nope. Just clipped the lip going by. That's got a chance if it kicks over. Nope. So close. Just a little bit more speed. That would have been good. Alright. Yeah, that looks online. Of course, that one was in good line. Should have come down and moved the ball before I hit that putt. Anyway, we'll take another shot at it. Once again, slight adjustment just to see what we're looking for. Looked a little early, but it might be the front door line. Yes, it is. Take it however you can get it. All right, hole 16, up a nice incline, the triple pipe hole. The hole that leads to the cup is the middle hole. So if you get it in the middle, it counts as a putt that's holed out. But if you put it in the front hole or the back hole, you have to putt it out from down below. And the down area by the actual cup has a pretty extreme break to it, so it is easy to bogey if you put it in the wrong cup up top. So right rail, back rail putt. Use the hole's break to help. It's just got a slight right to left. That was really close. I hit the rail a little early, so that's going to go in the back, and that's going to be an interesting putt down below. Alright, that's got a decent chance, and that's proper way to make that hole. Very Very difficult hole because if you go for it and miss, it either goes in the wrong pipe or go back to tee mat. All right, hole 17. There's a mound along the right half of the hole there, so it's a left rail, back rail, and the hole there. You can see the mound in pretty nicely there. So it's got a left to right break. So again, this is all about your speed. Hitting the rail late, letting it start to break off the back rail, and then just swinging over the cup. That looks a little slow. Yep, just squeak by. That's a putt you'll see a lot. Anything below 30 on this course is good. Swinging over and in. I would take making that hole 1 out of 2 all day long. All right, hole 18, very difficult hole. As you approach there, you can see the hole is on a hill, and with the angle of attack from the tee, you have to go up the hill just the right angle and the right speed to get it to enter the cup from the side. So as it is rattling side to side, if it comes in top to bottom or just at the bottom, it will not hold the cup. Definitely one of the more difficult holes, and that last 3 to 4 feet is uphill, so if you miss, it will roll all the way back to the side rail. Oh, just off the bottom. You see now it's a 4-footer with some break, 5-footer going uphill, so large numbers very possible on this hole. It's got a chance, and in the cup. I hope you enjoyed this tour of the Volcano course here in Fort Wayne for 2025.